Millions of refugees from Syria have flooded into Turkey, straining its economy and draining resources. Turkey has been drawn into its neighbor's 5-year-long war, spawning discord with Russia. Its leaders have pushed to join the European Union while fending off criticism of cracking down on opponents and journalists. On top of all this, Turkey is battling a terrorist insurgency. In the latest violence, a Kurdish rebel group on Thursday claimed responsibility for a car bomb attack that killed at least 37 people earlier this week in the capital. The Kurdish Freedom Falcons, or TOK, an offshoot of the Kurdish separatist group PKK, said on its website militants struck Sunday in the heart of the fascist Turkish Republic. The TOK said, "Our comrade, Seher Kagla Demir was the female suicide bomber behind the Ankara attack." Turkey's Interior Ministry also identified Demir as the bomber, saying she is believed to have trained with Syria-based Kurdish rebels known as the YPG. Ankara bombing. Female suicide bombers spent time in Syria. Turkish Interior Ministry says https://t:// Ali Scythe Gpic, Twitter.com, Ma8 on Suik, CNN, at CNN, March 15, 2016. Turkey's NATO allies labeled the YPG as a terrorist group. The U.S.-led coalition supports the Kurdish group and considers it a reliable and effective ally in the fight against ISIS in Syria, much to the chagrin of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Attacks boost? Turkey's resolve. The PKK, or Kurdistan Workers' Party, which seeks an independent state in Turkey, has been in an armed struggle with Turkey for decades and has been designated a terrorist organization by Turkey, the United States and EU. In July, the PKK declared a 2013 ceasefire agreement with Turkey to be over. Turkey's military has responded with airstrikes and ground troops pushing into northern Iraq to go after PKK targets. There have also been crackdowns in rest of Kurdish areas in southeastern Turkey, with some towns put under curfew. Some accuse the Turkish government of unfair collective punishment for the crimes of a few, saying security forces have acted with impunity and killed civilians. The carnage has spread to Turkey's most populated cities. In January, 10 German tourists died in a suicide bombing in Istanbul's Sultanahmet Square. Authorities connected the attack to ISIS, the terror group that has taken over swaths of Syria and Iraq. Then came a February bombing targeting military vehicles in central Ankara, killing 28 people and wounding 61 others. Top PKK leader Semel Bayik said his group didn't know who was responsible, but the Kurdish Freedom Falcons later claimed it carried out the attack as revenge for Turkish military actions and warned tourists could be next. Over the weekend, a blast ripped through a major transit hub in Ankara, citing a security source. Turkey's semi-official Anadolu news agency reported Thursday the 660-pound, 300-kilogram bomb of RDX, TNT and ammonium nitrate used in the attack was similar in makeup and scale to one used a month earlier, a few hundred meters away. The government reacted to Sunday's attack with military action and defiant rhetoric. Terror organizations and their pawns are targeting our innocent citizens in the most immoral and heartless way as they lose the fight against our security forces. Erdogan said in a statement this week. Terror attacks, which intend to target the integrity of Turkey, unity and solidarity of our people, do not diminish our will to fight against terror but further boost it. What is the TOK? The TOK is not technically a part of Turkey's main bête noire of Kurdish terrorism, the PKK, but some analysts said that as partly a matter of plausible deniability. They said, the TOK follows the broad direction of the PKK, adhering to its ceasefires and mimicking its targeting, but does not seek approval from the PKK's hierarchy for each attack. The PKK's critics said, The loose structure allows the main Kurdish group to keep acts of carnage perpetrated against victims, like the Ankara attack, which killed almost exclusively innocent civilians, at an acceptable distance from the larger militant group. The fact of action linked, however loosely, to the PKK has claimed the savage attack will still massively complicate the U.S. ties with Turkey. The United States arms and assists Kurds fighting in northern Syria against ISIS. But Turkey insists these militants in northern Syria, the YPG, are essentially the PKK in different uniforms. The U.S. disputes that and lists the PKK as a terror group, but the gray area has damaged relations between Ankara and Washington, and the civilian massacre in Ankara will further complicate that vital relationship in the war against ISIS. Turkey may get even more refugees. Other governments have taken precautions as Turkey faces the threat of more terror attacks that could drive tourists away and hurt its economy. In December, the U.S. diplomatic mission in Turkey cautioned Americans to avoid its consulate in Istanbul because of a security threat, and last week, the American embassy in Ankara warned of a possible terrorist plot to strike government buildings in the capital's Bosalivler neighborhood. A few minutes drive from the site of Sunday's explosion. Germany's foreign ministry said Thursday the German embassy in Ankara, a German school in the city and the German consulate in Istanbul remained closed, based on a possible threat that we are still investigating. The warning comes as German Chancellor Angela Merkel has taken a leadership role in working with Turkey on how to deal with 4.8 million refugees, as reported by the United Nations, who have fled violence and persecution in Syria. The majority of those, more than 2.7 million refugees, have ended up in Turkey. Others have tried to escape deeper into